Welcome, it's King Lizard on Xbox One with Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and this is a TDM, Team Deathmatch. So we're at the map HAVOC, and it's quite a weird map, this one. I find it's a real kind of mix of, you know, long distance shooting and close quarters combat as well, but mainly mid to long range weapons are probably going to fare you best here. Oh, just copped it. I'm using the auto rifle, the Shiva. It's currently only at level 5. And I'm using a red dot on there. I've got the grip and I've got the quick aim feature. I'm also using 2 lethal mines, so I've actually a double mine. Oh, I can get this guy back. Excellent. And this Shiva is actually quite a good rifle, auto rifle. It's very slow fire rate, but it is very, very accurate, as you saw there. But if you get into a kind of, you know, 2 or 3 person situation, oh no, I'm not going to get out of that. If you get into like a 2-3 person situation, you know, you're probably going to get done over basically because it's a little bit too slow. I do have the black cell on as well, just in case we do get sort of enemy perks killing us and stuff, so I can take those down. I do see quite a lot of people still not using any kind of secondary rocket launcher and stuff, which can be a complete nightmare if they've got one of those, you know, special drone ships in the air or whatever. Now, placed generally in this room, I will try to get this room a lot of the time on this map, or at least one of the bottom corridors. I do switch around. I won't sit in the same place all the time. I will mix and match it a little bit, but I generally will try to find somewhere where I can, you know, get my eggs and bacon out, have a nice camping session. It's just a style that I find for me suits my play on this map. I used to be pretty quick at these games and, you know, not too bad a shooter in general. Since my depression, however, and my sleep apnea, I definitely have slowed down a bit. So I find for me this kind of style of play on this particular map is more suited for me. So I'm not doing too bad here for KD at the moment, I think, albeit a little bit cheeky. I've got the grab spikes there to back me up in the event I need them. And perk-wise I'm using, oh, they got me a git. Perk-wise I'm using overclocked and also hardwired. So, get back into my room, set it up ready. Oh, they got me. They're working me out there. I'm going to go back in there purely, not necessarily because I want that room, but because there are people there I can shoot. I know, they just killed me, so I'm going to go back in there and get me some more kills. In the meantime, if I can regain that position, I will. Let's see what we can do. Now, I always find these double mines really, really useful as a backup, especially if you're planning to kind of camp an area out. This map in particular, they're quite, you know, pretty handy on. So I would recommend them if you're a kind of player, or on this particular map like me, you find yourself finding, you know, somewhere to sit and get comfortable and shoot from. Okay, they got me again, dirty rats. Running in. It's, you know, it's not a bad map, this one. It's nothing too exciting. It's a bit of, you know, it's a bit of, like I said, it's very open plan in a lot of places. It does really suit mid to long range weapons, although in some of the buildings obviously close quarters works better with shotguns and stuff. So it's kind of a, you know, you can always have a long distance mid range weapon as a primary and a shotgun as a secondary at the cost of some perks or something. I generally will go for weapons as opposed to perks and stuff most of the time. I've never really been a huge fan of the perk systems, not since, you know, Modern Warfare 2 stop being kind of king of the hill, if you like. I did like that perk system. I just found it a lot simpler and a lot easier to get along with than these, you know, any of the newer games. As a shooter, if you haven't, you know, if you haven't played Black Ops 3, you haven't bought it yet, and you're just wondering what it's like, it's, you know, it's a competent shooter. I do find it quite unbalanced still, but then that's true of most shooting games. Unfortunately, it's not something specific to Black Ops. You do kind of feels like it takes you forever to kill something, but getting killed yourself takes milliseconds or nanoseconds. And that's, you know, unfortunately always the, oh, good one. Oh, that's always the way, you know, it's been with these types of games. I personally buy these games for the campaigns more than anything else. It's nice to have the multiplayer as well, so I will dabble in that a bit. I'm not totally addicted to it. I must admit, with Modern Warfare 2 I did play a massive amount of Modern Warfare 2 and I got to my level 10 in that particular game. Black Ops, however, I wasn't a big fan of at all. Forgive me for saying so if you're a big fan of it. I just didn't like the system. you know, getting the guns and fitting equipment and all that stuff. It was just too much hassle compared to Modern Warfare 2's, which I preferred so much more. Black Ops 2 I thought was, you know, a much better return to the series, and Ghosts was pretty bland. It wasn't a bad game, but it wasn't a great game either. It was just kind of, you know, wallpaper more than anything else. I played a few matches. I didn't play a lot on there at all, to be honest. It didn't really draw me in. Advanced Warfare, I quite liked Advanced Warfare. You know, I'm not a massive fan of all this jumping around and crap and all these these exoskeletons and stuff, and you know, it's something different. I'm not going to complain about it. I don't mind it. To me, it was kind of like, you know, pulling out a section of Titanfall and putting it into a COD game. But you know, it's okay. It kind of works. I prefer, you know, much simpler run and gun, more realistic type shooter when I'm doing a multiplayer online. To be honest, I don't need all this jumping around malarkey. Some people have mastered it though, and obviously they're pretty damn good at it. And you know, I think that's obviously where you're going to come foul in this game, is when you're playing it and you know, you can't quite master the techniques of the character. That's going to hurt you quite badly, because there are a lot of people I fight against when I'm playing these games, and they're just so good at getting around the map. It's just very hard to kill them, or even stop yourself being killed by them as well. But you know, it's not a bad game. I quite enjoyed that match. That was good fun. So check out this final kill cam, see what this chap did. That looks like, I don't know if that's a VMP, it might be. That's a submachine gun, I think. A couple of shots and he was out of it. I think he'd already had a lot of damage. So let's see where I got there. Did feel quite good. Oh! Bloody hell. First place. I wasn't expecting that at all. Well, thanks for watching. I'll be back again soon with some more Call of Duty Black Ops action and plenty more game modes from the series, as well as the campaign at some point. So, top of the board on my team. I'm quite happy with that. Anyway, take care, keep watching, remember to rate and subscribe.